swipe and see who's in here. Nice. Do we have everyone in here, or do we still wait for someone? Do you know?
I think we're good to go. And hey, guys, kick your cameras on. All right, let's not have pictures of the background things. Get your cameras on. You got nothing to hide from. So, camera up, folks.
What's up, everyone?
See you guys.
All right, you guys go ahead and I'm going to let these guys run the show today. I'm not going to worry about me. I got nothing that exciting to say. I'm going to let these guys do what they do best, which is serve, speak German, probably play video games. If you guys need to talk to them about different games, feel free to talk to them about gaming. Gentlemen, I tend to do a lot of that right now. So, man, I'm out. I'm going to be here, but I'm out.
All right, perfect. All right, guys, what's up, everyone? Marius and Jacob. Yeah, the coaches asked if we can reach out to you guys, and I always think this is a good time for us and for everyone to, catch up, talk about the things that are going on. It's easy to get lost right now because there's, for a lot of people, not a clear path of, you don't have your regular training schedule that you can attend, you don't have class you can go to or whatever. So yeah, we're excited to catch up with you guys. We're just going to talk a little bit about what we're experiencing and then things you guys can be doing. And I would also like to hear from a couple of you later what you guys are doing, to stay fit, stay motivated. But yeah, for us right now, for us it was a challenging situation too. Jacob and I, we just both qualified for the Olympic Games in Iowa in March, and so we were full on course to we were training as hard as we could. Our nutrition was on point. We only eat incredibly healthy, keeping each other accountable. We lived together with Dylan Carter, the guy from Trinidad. Yeah, sleep schedule, everything was perfectly planned. And then, all of a sudden, no one could really plan or be ready for this. But yeah, so we took a step back, thought about how we can overcome this. And so, things that we have been doing to make sure that we're on path. We have both, set up a schedule for the both of us. Looks different for me than it does for Jacob. Jacob is a 400 IM guy, needs to swim a little bit more. Swimming obviously is a little bit challenging right now, but there's a lot of things that you guys can be doing right now. So for example, for me, we're doing Zoom sessions with Ophir, do dryland stuff. I assume you guys are doing that too. I don't know what y'all's schedule looks like, but yeah, okay, good. We also do weights 3 times a week, of course, always with the social distancing in mind. And we are lucky enough to have a little pool in our apartment complex. So we actually have the little Vasa in our room where, you can imitate swimming in dryland. We have a little power rack where we can be active. But the most important thing really for us right now is having that structure. Even though you guys can be doing regular things, every one of you, you got to make sure that you work on a clear schedule. That usually helps extremely. So when I wake up on a Monday, I'm not thinking to myself, what do I feel like doing today? What am I going to do today? I know, all right, I wrote down, today I have my Ophir session. Then later I do my lift, or I'm going to do this and that. Structure is the most important thing. That's what keeps everyone aligned during the regular time. And that's also the thing that really helps a lot right now because, if you don't have practices or whatever, and no one is telling you what to do, it is very, very easy to slack and get behind. And right now, this time, is really not the time to just sit down and relax and put on weight and just don't do anything. Of course, everyone is a little bit less, I don't want to say motivated, but a little bit less engaged than usually, which is totally fine. No one is being judged by that. But for example, I always struggle with my shoulder mobility or my flexibility, and when we're on a regular training schedule, it always comes short. And I probably could do it here and there, but I'm very tired. And so this is something, that I picked for me right now. That's something where I know if I work on my shoulder flexibility, it can put me on that next level when I swim butterfly. And so, probably my biggest advice for all of you, I'm going to hear from you guys later, if there's anything that you guys already work on. But yeah, this is the way how Coach Marsh approaches to us is basically the same thing, trying to have a mentality of, it is okay to not be on the full regular schedule that everyone used to have, but at least pick 1 or 2 things where if you can improve that, you're going to do a better job. And that can go from, I don't know, be more athletic, be able to do a little bit more push-ups, more pull-ups, work on your core. Core is super important. That's something that we work on right now. We don't have a pool, but we can still work on our core. So there's really a lot of things that you guys can be working on, and that's the way how we approach it. Yeah. Do you want to say something?
Yeah. So what I like to add is like, I totally understand that it's a difficult situation for all of us. I'm having like 1 or 2 days a week, I'm having a down. So like I don't like standing up or like doing stuff on my own. It's like a motivation. The guys always help me. I'm calling my family back home, and they tell me, yeah, keep going, just work on your weaknesses. And that's basically what I'm trying to do right now. So I'm really good at swimming. I knew that. I'm good in aerobic stuff, but right now I can use the time to get better on on the dryland stuff, where I'm always like not the best, and I'm trying to be the best right now. So like today we did a sprint and push-up set in the water, which actually is not like my favorite set, but I was so motivated because I want to use those weeks right now to get better in those things I'm usually not good at. And that's like my biggest motivation. But on the same page, I know that it's totally okay to have like a few days where you're not motivated enough, where you think, I want to stay in bed, I want to play video games all day long. And I think it's totally okay to have those days, and it's totally fine to like think about what your goal is, how do you want to achieve it, how do you want to follow your dreams. And it's like a good time for that now, because you can like take a step back from what you're usually doing, from your daily schedule, and you can think about what you want to achieve, how do you want to get there, and what do you need to get there. And like I'm taking, I think Sundays always like an hour in my own room, like to think about what did I do this week, what do I want to do next week, what are my goals for next week. And what helps me with that is like Marius. I'm calling my family every day. I always said in Germany, every morning. I have 5 siblings in Germany and 6 nephews, I think, and they're always helping me like to get that extra motivation. It's cool for you guys. You're in San Diego. You have the best weather here. You can go outside for a run, but be careful. But it's so great. I'm talking to people in Germany, and they're really struggling because it's raining. The weather is not good. They're locked inside, and the situation here is, for us, I think it's really cool. Yesterday, Marius and I found a beach in Dana Point where we could go surf, and like those small things, they help you to get through these hard times. And yeah, that's basically my biggest point.
Nice. Yeah, so it was actually pretty cool with the surfing yesterday, because I mean, all of you know that it's pretty tough right now to get any pool space or whatever. So, if we went to Dana Point, one of the few beaches. I'm not sure what the beach was called, but yeah, it's one of the few that are still open. But yeah, if you guys have the chance to get some outdoor swimming somewhere, I don't know what is open or not. That beach certainly is a possibility. It was pretty crowded, but still, it was very nice jumping in the water again and actually swimming more than just 3 strokes than in our regular pool we have. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And there's so many like things you can still be doing. For us, we play, for example, we play lawn tennis, we play soccer tennis, just small little things. And something that I found for me, there's things that I know I'm good at, and I love working on. Obviously, there's things that I can improve too, but especially right now when you don't have as much time, or not as much time, but you don't have the same opportunity to work on things. Just like try to really like figure out what you enjoy doing. That's something that I'm living by. I'm picking out things that I know it will help. For example, like my cardiovascular system. I can't swim a whole lot of aerobic now, but I'm trying to do. Jacob, for example, he goes like running,
And I hate running.
and he hates running. Probably like 2 or 3 times a minute, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. We have I don't know if you guys can see. We have like a little ski erg where it's not a whole lot of fun, but we try to like imitate certain sets. I don't know, for example, like skiing on there for like 2 minutes every, like I don't know, 5 or 6 times, whatever it is. There's a lot of things that you can be doing. You can be outside working on your core, whatever. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you know that there is certain things that work well for you, that make you better, keep you in shape, and you have fun doing it, it's even better. It's a win-win situation. It's already hard enough So it would be even more tedious doing stuff you hate, you can't motivate yourself to do. So yeah, figure out what those exercises are and work on that. But yeah, something else, that's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's like a lot of challenges going on social media, people doing handstands or whatever that is. It's a cool way of like being interactive, still reaching out to your team because, like I'm sure all of you guys enjoy being together in a group, training together, you have all your friends there. And that's a really cool way of, like staying connected and challenging one another. Like a lot of us right now, we're very competitive. We like to compete in anything, whatever it is. And so there's like a bunch of things that we still do right now. But yeah, those things are a really cool opportunity to, stay connected. And that's super important. It's, I try to reach out to my parents a little bit more, should be doing that anyways. But, now that I have a whole lot of time, I'm making sure, I'm reaching out to my friends at home, my family at home, my grandmas that I maybe see like once or twice a year that I don't get to spend as much time with. So, really like catching up and like working on your relationships is something. And then, for example, for me, I picked up something else because my goal for this quarantine is after this is over, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 things, I like worked on those and those became better. Like I'm a better, whatever it is after quarantine. For example, I signed up for a coding class at Stanford. It's a 5-week class. It's a cool opportunity for me to work on something that I'm interested in. And, like if people ask you later, what have you done? You don't typically want to respond, well, I just sat on the couch for 5 weeks and I played video games for 12 hours because that's really it's not really helping you or like bringing you closer toward your goal. I see Jacob smiling over there.
Yes. Sometimes it's okay to play video games. That's also important to say.
Sometimes it's okay. I'm not acting like both of us are perfect and we never play video games either. There's always, a time and place, but I'm just saying don't let it, take the majority of your time up, like do something else. That's why a bunch of us actually, Jacob Pebley, Kendall Stewart, they're doing this coding class with me. Jacob picked up another language. He's trying to learn French again. Dylan is working on Spanish. So there's like a lot of things you can be doing right now. But yeah, I would like to hear from you guys too. What are things that you try to work on? Be better. Is there anything you're very passionate about? We would love to hear about it, chat a little bit. So if anyone wants to share, would be cool. Or if there's any questions, is there anything that I don't know you're struggling with and you want to know how are you guys doing it or how can I, whatever it is, like we would like to have like a little discussion around.
If you can help me learning French again, because it's really tough.
Catherine, you look like you want to say something.
I guess like I can start. I've been doing like a lot of walks and hikes with my mom, like in the morning after we do our like Zoom sessions, which has been really fun because it's been really nice weather. And I've been doing like some weights, I guess, like after dryland and stuff to stay fit.
That's awesome. Do you have anything that you, I don't know, maybe try to pick where you say, oh, this is something that I really want to work on, or
Yeah, I've just always been really bad at upper body strength, so I've been like working on pull-ups and like push-ups a lot. And my push-ups have gotten better, but I still need to work on my pull-ups.
Nice.
Yeah, that's something we've been doing a lot. We do a lot of dryland stuff outside. It's fun right now because the weather is pretty cool. Could be way worse back home where we live. Yeah, depends on the day, but most of the days you don't want to be outside in the rain. So,
did you guys see Mario's handstand on Instagram? That was amazing. That motivated me so much to learn a handstand because I can hold it for like 8 seconds, but not more. But when I saw his handstand doing the butterfly kick, wow. I want to learn that. Did you guys see that?
Those are just
Whoa.
those are just little things, literally whatever you can do, to like, it's such a little thing, but if I can help Jacob, try to hold him accountable and like staying motivated, that's pretty cool. But yeah, thank you, Catherine, for sharing. That's great. It's good that you have that. All right. Well, if no one wants to talk, we're going to pick someone.
Real quick, I'm curious about how many of these guys actually follow different guys like you online. So, I guess I would encourage you guys to be following these guys and other Team Elite guys. Do whatever challenges, do what they're doing, and then tag it on there and hit Stingrays, hit Team Elite. Hit something on there. That way they know it's you. and then make sure you beat them with whatever's going on. Like Catherine, how many push-ups in
Do it.
the morning?
I can do like 15 push-ups, which probably like isn't that many, and like my pull-ups still like at like 4.
Did you do 4 pull-ups every time we did pull-ups today?
I did like ranging from 3 to 4.
So you did about 40 pull-ups this morning?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think 15 push-ups is a lot. How many can you do?
I don't know. I would hope I can do more. So you gotta keep improving a little bit before you can beat us. But that's definitely good. That's very, very good.
A friend of mine in Germany challenged me in doing 30 push-ups, and I thought 30 is super easy. But it was like swimming at 400 a.m. the last meters. I got so sore.
But yeah,
That was a challenge.
especially working your push-ups and pull-up, that's super important. Like what Jacob mentioned earlier, we have a set today. You know, we have like we're still able to like swim here and there, and so like for us, one of the sets that we're doing, for example, it lasts 20 minutes. You basically swim a 25 or 15, whatever, off the dive. Take 20 seconds rest, but it's as fast as you can go. And you take 20 seconds rest. You kick, coming back as fast as you can go. You hop out of the water, you do 1 push-up, you get to rest 20 seconds, and that was round 1. You have 20 minutes, and you do as many rounds as you can do. So, for example, Jacob finished on 13 rounds, so was I. So it's a lot of push-ups if you like add them up. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So we're close to doing 100 push-ups in less than 20 minutes while also swimming. So you know, it's always good to be athletic. We can tell that there's always someone who's incredibly good in the water. Some people, they thrive when it comes to strength, core strength, whatever. For example, I wasn't the fastest one swimming. I got beat pretty bad in doing a 25 of a dive or the kick. But I'm very, very good at doing push-ups because that's something when I was your age. My coach was from Russia, and when we had to do push-ups, we always did them on our fist on the concrete. We didn't get to do them on the hand. So that's good for me. I still remember all that push-up work. So that's something that, really helped me. Definitely, you know, everyone can be doing that, especially pull-ups. It's very, very important because it's the same motion. When you're on the block, you pull at the block and you jump in, you're being powerful, or you have that initial phase of your catch. Those are all things that you might not think translate, but they do. So, yeah, that's great. Do you want to add anything else, David?
No, but feel free to jump in on one of our workouts one of these days and see if you can beat some of these guys. We got some of these.
Know. You know, also I encourage everyone, you know, whenever you have, I don't know, something that's super cool or you think is challenging or no one else can, you know, tag us. We would love to do, you know, everyone loves a good challenge. So, you know, if someone can do whatever and you think we can do it, tag us. We actually, like all of us, always waiting, like, we're actually getting excited if someone is offering a challenge, just something new, you know, room for improvements.
See, I think Stingrays, we have 2 days a week where we hit heavy pull-ups. I almost feel like we should add all the pull-ups that we do as a Stingray group and then compile everyone that showed up and did the workout that day. So today we did 10 rounds of pull-ups, I think. And I did sets of 12 to 15 of them. Catherine was doing sets of 4. You know, Lucius may have been doing sets of 10. Sam, you're doing sets of 2. You know,
Nice.
stuff like but if we add them all up and we end up with, you know, 800, 1,000, whatever pull-ups, say, hey, Stingrays did 1,000 pull-ups today. Team Elite, how many are you guys going to do? Who knows?
But yeah, you know, whatever it is, maybe not 1,000 pull-ups. But
I ended up learning French again, so I'd rather do pull-ups or push-ups than learning French. So please help me out. Challenge me.
But yeah, you know, those are just really fun ways, you know, you want to make this fun. Like it's already, everyone's, you know, being in a bad mood, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it's cool, you know, getting something refreshing, something new. Yeah. Anyone else who wants to share something or?
Yeah, this is your guys' time to jump in. So I got a lot of faces that I see this going right now.
If you guys have any questions or something, just
Exactly. If
feel free to ask.
you know, if you have a question on whatever, as I said, I'm going to pick one.
I want to over and hit the unmute button from somebody, and then you actually say,
Okay, it's a medium. how do you say? All right. Wait, Dave, you want us to pick someone, or you said you're unmute someone?
Pick.
All right, we're gonna do it. All right. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong, but is it
Lucius.
Lucius? Lucius Brown. That's you, my friend.
Yeah. I've actually been trying to get better at handstands too. I saw your video. That looked pretty cool. Do you have any tips on how to hold a handstand longer than 2 seconds?
So we work, like you do it on the wall, but you don't want to, you actually want to be facing the wall. So instead of, if the wall is in front of you, you just go against it and then you look away from it. You don't want to be doing that. You want to like face the wall. And then what's super easy, a lot of times, like when people do a handstand and you have your face tucked in, and so you basically look back, that's super hard to hold. It actually makes it easier if you like take your head down and you look directly down on the ground. And so that's usually like working alone in it is probably the easiest is the wall. You just do it over and over again. Handstand is literally just like a repetitive exercise. The more comfortable you kind of like get walking on your hands, the easier it becomes. But yeah, it's a very good exercise. I've been training with like a bunch of like other teams, if it's Israel, or I train with Energy Standard with Chad Leclos, some other people. And like one of the things that they all have similar, everyone tries to really work, like we do so much ab work and core stuff, stability. Like a handstand really teaches you how to use your body. When you're in that position, there's really not a whole lot of error. Like you can't be, you need to like, flex your abs, everything has to be engaged, and you can't just be, floppy and whatever, you're going to fall over. And so these are small things that you can work on, even a handstand, because people would think, well, how is a handstand going to make me faster in the 100 freestyle, 100 butterfly? Well, of course, if you can do a handstand, doesn't mean you're 3 seconds faster, but by working on these things, it'll obviously like translate for your races. So yeah, that's pretty cool, Lucius. Keep doing that. Maybe send us a video.
Yeah, I'll tell you, handstands also help people feel like you can feel the downhill of swimming. So many people uphill. Being good at being upside down helps you feel comfortable swimming in that downhill feeling, guys.
Exactly.
It's good.
What about you, Danny?
I've been working on like my pull-ups, but like I had like a shoulder injury, so I can't like hang from the pull-up bar still, so I have to jump up and then I can't go all the way down yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been trying to like stretch it out and like keep it like getting better.
Nice. Yeah. Sometimes baby steps are fine enough. If you have to work on your range of motion or whatever, or even being able, to recover from that, working on it, and then working your way up to being able to do these exercises again, that will help your swimming too, because, I don't know, when you're in the water and you have shoulder stuff, sometimes maybe swimming hurts a little bit, or you feel like you're a little bit stiff after. So yeah, that's cool. I see you guys are working on your athletic stuff a lot. That's pretty cool.
Hey,
Anyone?
what kind of games you guys playing when you're playing online games? We need to hit some gaming questions here. Adam, I know you're into that. Let's go. Some guys. What are your guys' gaming questions? Or you guys give us what you do. I know you guys do gaming. I know you do.
We do. You wanna go first?
What do you play, Marius? I'll play a lot of FIFA, so soccer. I think that's not like super famous here. And I play Red Dead Redemption. I don't know if that's like.
It's not really multiplayer, but
Yeah.
Download the FIFA.
I'm not really into video games, to be honest. I like reading or watching Netflix. Marius is more the gamer. We always call it The Office when he's gaming. So somebody's working hard in our apartment. Yeah. What are you guys playing?
Netflix.
What did you say, David? Adams playing video games? Or who is it?
Yeah, I've been playing Fortnite mostly.
Nice. Yeah, I've been playing Fortnite. Chadwick and myself, we actually started getting a little bit into Call of Duty Warzone. That's pretty fun. Or the tall Greek guy, Christian. He's a big PUBG fan. But I play Fortnite here and there. It's fun. It was PUBG. It's basically like Fortnite, but you don't build. The building got too crazy for me, to be honest.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
But yeah, for me, I grew up playing like Nintendo, so I love Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers is probably my game, so you know, if you guys want to get your butt kicked, let me know. And after that, sometimes Mario Kart. And I got an Xbox recently, but I'm not really playing online on my Xbox. I usually play. I started playing a game, Dark Souls, right now. Souls 3 is pretty challenging. Forza, it's like a car driving game. But yeah, online, I would say Smash Brothers. That's my baby.
Any of you guys play Super Smash Brothers still online? If anyone, who we got?
I saw that.
I don't play it online, but like I play it. It's fun.
Yeah, you gotta hit me up. Give me your tag, and we can play some if you want.
Yes.
Hey guys, in terms of the Stingray crew, like if you want to get on and play with some of these dudes and kick their butts and send his Super Smash Brother guy flying off into wherever, you guys can hook up and do those types of things. So don't be afraid to get after that. All right.
You know, like we didn't really have this opportunity growing up. You know, that we had someone that was on like a higher level swimming that we could ask questions to or interact. There was maybe like one or two people, but I didn't train with them. I didn't have like the privilege of being able to train with them. So I wish I would have had the chance, because I would have gone on those people's nerves. I'd be like, hey, you want to do this? How are you going to do that? I'm someone, I'm curious. I ask a lot of questions, and I try to like use everything I have, like all the resources if you want to. So, like whenever you guys have a question, don't be shy. Reach out, and we love to answer and help everyone. So really, we're not biting.
Well, I hope not. What else you guys got? You guys got stuff. Somebody jump.
I'm too scared to answer.
Catherine, you have a question?
She left. She left to eat or something.
Catherine, how about you, Sophie?
Lucius likes Minecraft.
Well, I actually played day one it came out. I played Animal Crossing.
Oh no!
Believe it or not.
He played a lot. It's impossible.
It's nice being able to create something. It's cool.
Yeah, I get that.
There's maybe other fun games, but I like it.
Oh, we play Catan, board game.
Yeah, Catan is pretty
That's
cool.
fun.
It's a great game. That is a phenomenal game. How many of you guys have played that? Chime in if you.
With how many? Or what did you ask?
You're talking about Settlers of Catan?
Yeah.
That's a good game. Guys, come on. How many of you have played that?
It's a fun game. You can download it on your phone and everywhere. We're like, old school. We like the board.
Nobody played Catan? Wow, Nathaniel. Order it.
I'll get on it. I'll get on it.
Easy. It's the best game.
What about you? Have you been working on anything?
Yeah, so I've been going on a run every day. Like I've been focusing on, because we have like an indoor bike too, so I've been doing like alternating like recovery on the bike and then like sprints while running, like doing rounds of that. And then I'm doing like ab workouts too. So do you guys have any like specific ab workouts that you guys do or would recommend?
Well, most of the stuff we do, we get from Ophir. If, for example, if you want to know what type of things we do, like I'll be happy to share like a couple of exercises. But yeah, it will probably be too much to tell you all of them right now. But yeah, if you want to know, just DM him or DM me, and we'll get you on that. The biking is actually that's super popular right now, like amongst a lot of athletes. Like Ryan Murphy, for example, he just ordered one. A bunch of the ladies like Leah Smith, Mallory Comerford, and I know a couple of Brazilians. They do it, and there's like this cool thing about the game where you're in a group with people, and then you can like battle, like who goes furthest or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's good. See, I know I should probably be working on anything like running or skiing or biking, but that's the part that I don't like as much. I play tennis or do something, but yeah, that's great. That's cool.
And tonight we're playing soccer tennis again.
Yep. We actually play 2-on-2. It's us two, Dylan, and then Coach Hobby sometimes comes over. He's pretty good. It's nice because it teaches you even that. Like, you know, in the beginning we started like trying to like hold the ball up, and it was super hard. But the more you do it, you actually get a really cool feeling for it. And it's kind of like, in a way, similar with being in the water and trying to feel the water. Like the more often you do it, you just get a really cool feeling for it. And I always love if I'm like being able to control all these things. Like, you know, like I have a feeling in the water, I can do a handstand, like just being strong in weird ways, so being able to do cool things always helps.
How have you guys been doing on your nutrition?
I mean, the first week when we came back from Iowa, we told ourselves we're gonna do a cheat week, so we had, I think, pizza like every day. But then this whole lockdown happened, and we try to get back on our schedule. And I'm fully vegetarian. It helps me a lot, actually. It's easier for me to hold my weight because I'm somebody who gains pretty fast, and I got to take care of that right now. So the veggie diet is really good for me.
That's good, yeah, especially in nutrition right now, because none of us are burning as many calories as you would usually do. That means I don't have to eat as much. Like if I'm still like eating like crazy, but I'm working out a little bit less, well, my goal is not to come out of this quarantine looking bloated or putting on like bad weight. That's not really the goal. So, you know, we're just making sure at this point we already like figured out how much you should be eating. I think all of you guys know what you should be eating. And we obviously, you know, we also have days where you eat pizza or like whatever you want. But it's basically with anything. It's about the balance. It's really about having a balance. You know, you can have pizza or like a cookie here and there, but don't make it like a main thing where you wake up and you have it every single day. That's the most important thing. And I mean, you know, eat your vegetables. I know a bunch of you don't like doing that. That's important. I'm coming from a family, you know, like my dad, he eats only meat. My mom only eats meat. People eat vegetables, but they don't love it. And I actually became a vegetarian leading up to Iowa 2 months before, because I read a lot about like other people doing it. Adam Peaty, the breaststroke from UK, 5,600 breaststroke long course, fully vegetarian. I was just interested about why would someone like him do that, or like other athletes. And so, for example, like we found out there's also a movie, now that you guys have enough time, maybe watch that, Game Changer. Go watch that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I felt a massive difference when I stopped eating meat, because my body isn't using as much blood to digest through meat. You know, if you do like a plant-based diet, it's a little bit easier, and especially because both of us, we have such a quick turnover in between practices, sometimes only an hour and a half. If I'm eating a whole lot of meat, then I feel heavy. Important side note, like I'm not saying everyone should be a vegetarian. That's not what I'm saying. I'm eating meat right now too. But I'm just saying, just by doing that and like watching that movie, you become more aware about your nutrition, and you find out a little bit more about why maybe you get the nutritional values of like things you can be eating. So it's a good thing to become more aware about it. By no means I'm saying if you become a vegetarian, you're a faster swimmer. That's not true either. But playing around with that definitely helps.
All right, so you guys heard it. He expects everyone here to be a vegetarian, so that way you can finally get faster. So you all heard him say it.
Bats.
Yeah, don't eat bats.
Don't eat bats.
So does anyone here have any like questions about how they actually made the transition one way or the other, or some of the challenges, or anybody got something down that path that they want to reach out and explore that's not named Dave Cook?
I'm too scared to speak.
Do it. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
You don't want to speak, type it in, and I'll read it for you.
We can do that too.
Has anyone else here considered trying like a plant-based thing for like a?
I'm mainly vegan, so
Oh, nice.
it's like we've been doing plant-based eating for a while, and we never really ate a lot of meat. But my mom and I've seen like clips of Game Changer, but I haven't watched the whole movie. But my mom watched the whole movie, and my mom also has like some health, not like serious health stuff, but my mom's allergic to gluten. So we've like tried a lot of different things over the years, and I'm mainly vegan, and I like definitely at times feel transcend. I felt like a change, and it was like it was kind of weird, but
What
cool.
type of change would you say
Yeah.
was it? Like how did it make you feel different if you would be
well,
more?
At first I felt like I had a little bit more energy, and it was easier for me to like keep working out after a while, and I wasn't like as tired. And then also like getting into working out, when I started my workout, I was able to like get into it easier, and it wasn't like taking as long for me to like get into the hang of it. So I think
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's one of the main
I
things.
mean, I still eat meat, like.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah,
Oh
same.
no, you're fine.
But yeah, that's something that I realized too when I started being more on the plant-based diet. I could tell that my body recovered faster. You know, like whenever I store something, sometimes it would take super long for me to like get back to normal. And I just felt like for some reason my body did that faster. And also I had a meal, and it would take me an hour maybe. I digested the food and I was ready to go. Like I can go to practice, I can do a hard set. But if I didn't do it and I would go to practice, I felt so heavy. I jumped in the water, it feels like I'm drowning. So yeah, that's cool. And of course, also has health benefits to it. Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
What was the question in the chat? I think we missed it.
It was a question about
I think my longest handstand, my record is probably anywhere close to 4 minutes. That's my record.
It's insane. I set a new record last week, I think like 12 seconds, which was huge for me because before that it was like 5 seconds. Yeah, I'm not like Marius, but I'm trying to get there.
I have a trick.
What? Say what?
I have a trick to holding a very long handstand.
Ooh, what is it?
I like to hear that.
Do it against a wall. Ta-da.
Well, that certainly helps in the beginning if you need a feeling for it. That's cool. How long can you hold a handstand? Can you do one?
Yes. I'm a gymnast.
Kate's a gymnast, so she's already pretty good at handstand. Kate,
That is awesome.
Room there for us. Can we watch you?
Fun fact: when I was younger, I swam and I also did gymnastics and diving on the side. And I remember a bunch of friends would always make fun of me, like, "Oh, why are you doing diving? Why are you doing these handstands? It doesn't matter." And a lot of things that I'm doing now, if it's core stuff with Ophir, or I don't know, someone is challenging me, or I'm uploading a video, I'm actually benefiting a lot because I did that when I was younger. It's so much easier to like learn these things and get into that when you're younger, and you create good habits of doing that over and over again, that you might not think, well, it's not going to make a difference right now, but it will. Most of the time, whatever you do, you only benefit from being more athletic, being like working on your athleticism. It can be anything. It can be more push-ups, pull-ups, holding a plank. Like for example, when I was younger, I aimed for like a plank record. I was able to hold a plank on my forearms for 15 minutes. I still have that record. And so like nowadays, if I have to hold a plank for 2 minutes, it's easy for me, which is pretty cool. But yeah, those are that's pretty cool. I love gymnastics. Always love watching it too.
There's that question about, I'm not really sure I understand the question. It was about mental game that got posted on there. And so I'm not really sure what they're looking for in that question. If you want to jump in and ask it.
Yeah, we'll ask the question.
It was Audrey. But we've got two very different gentlemen here. We've got a guy that's almost a purebred sprinter, and then we got another guy that's a 400 IMer. So we're talking about two different mental games, and the coaches have to play mental games with both those guys as well. So Audrey, do you want to take a chance at expanding that question, or do you want these guys maybe just to sort of take a guess?
Yeah, anything specific that will help a little bit? Otherwise, we'll have to loop around a little longer. maybe type it in the chat if you don't want to say it. True. But yeah, for mental toughness, funny that that happened. But you know, like Jacob and I, we love sitting on the balcony and read. And this is my current read on mental toughness. It's like I knew what you guys were asking. It's by I think it's the Forbes magazine. But yeah, mental toughness. Everyone is different if it comes to that. You know, I grew up doing a lot of things on my own. I love listening to podcasts. Brett Hawk, former head coach of Auburn. David mentored him a lot. Brett is also coming over sometimes to work with us. And he started his own like podcast show on Spotify where I think by now he almost has 30 people that he talked to, including Coach Marsh, and like a lot of very other high profile coaches, athletes. And that's a real cool way for me to find new stuff and to like train my brain, because I'm always someone I want to know someone like Caleb Dressel, someone like Adam Peaty, like the greatest or like the best in their event right now. All of them are beatable. Like no one is unbeatable. That doesn't exist. That just exists in someone's head who's not willing to put in the extra work, or you know, just lazy or whatever. But there's always things you can be doing to like figure that out. So I'm doing a lot of podcasts on my own. I have reads like that on mental toughness, articles. There's tons of stuff you can find before that. And for swim meets, maybe specifically, I don't know where the question is going, but what really helps me is if I'm creating these habits during our training time where I know, you know, I'm like doing this, I'm doing that, I have all my podcasts, all these things, then I get into a routine of doing that. And by the time I go to a swim meet, it's like studying for an exam. If you studied for the exam a lot, you know, you can go into it. You don't have to have any fear. You can just get it out of the way, probably get a good grade, nice. And that's the way how I do it. I work actively on my mental toughness. So by the time when I'm at the meet and I step on the block, I know I did something about it. It's the same like wanting to swim fast. You can't expect showing up, having the strongest mind or having the strongest body if outside of those meets you don't actively work on it.
Yeah, and I'm a bit different there because I'm working with a sports psychologist back in Germany. Because when I was first at the Olympics in 2016, I swam a German record in the prelims and I was 5th. But I got to Q and it was a hard time for me. And after that I was sure that I'm gonna quit swimming and then that's it for me. I'm gonna like be something else, go to university like a regular 20-year-old in Germany. But I working with my psychologist really helped me, and right now it helps me a lot to talk to my family, and they all don't know anything actually about swimming, and they help me a lot. They ask those like super simple questions, how many laps did I swim and stuff. But this always helps me to think about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I think that's like the most important question you got to ask yourself, like at least once a week. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this for yourself? What's your biggest motivation? What's your next goal? And to have the answer for this question is really hard. It's not that easy, and to find that answer is a hard process. But it really helps you. And when you have the answer, and when you find the answer, like every day, each week, you're gonna perform better. And that's like what helps me the most.
That's actually how Coach Marsh approached us in the beginning of this Corona stuff. He reached out to all of us and said, you know, like you should be actively thinking about your why. Why are you doing this? You probably shouldn't be doing this, you know, for like, I don't know, whatever. You know your why. You should figure it out. It can be tough figuring it out, but being able to verbalize it, writing it down, you know, like having a plan, being structured. I know not everyone works like that, always being structured, but at least knowing your why is important. Like you should know why you're doing this. You shouldn't be doing this for anyone else or whatever, you know, like ideally because you love the sport and you want to be better. But everyone's why is different. No one's why is the same. Like I swim for different reasons than Jacob does.
There's no such thing as the like correct answer to that question. Like if your biggest motivation is to be an Olympic champion, that's all right. For me, my biggest motivation is fun actually, and I'm super thankful for being able to be here and train in San Diego, have the sun every day, and being able to do what I love, to do what I'm good at, and I have a lot of fun to train every day. And yeah, that's my biggest motivation. So it's like there's no correct answer.
One more thing that I can probably recommend you guys doing that really helps. I know a lot of people doing that is journaling. In the beginning, I didn't really believe in it, to be honest, but especially when we were going through these tough phases of practice where you're pushing your body, you're pushing your mind always to the max, and you have a lot of days where there's a lot of very positive insights and a lot of good things that happened. It's very easy to forget these when you move on because you train so much. You put in 20 plus hours every single week. By the time the fourth, fifth week comes around, you maybe don't even know what you did the first week again. So for example, I started a journey where I'm not doing this every day. I'm usually doing this once a week. I like the balcony here, or going to a coffee shop. That's usually my happy place. But I started writing down, if I did something incredibly well, I write that down. If I swam a race and I liked the way it felt and I was super fast, like faster than I've ever been, I write down that exact feeling. So when these times come around where maybe you're not very sure or you start doubting yourself, then the easiest thing you do is you open the journal, you look at the work you've been doing, and I write down all the things, how I should be feeling in the water. And it's a very powerful tool and super easy. It's for free. You just have to write it down. And a lot of people do that. I'm sure most of you know Caleb Dressel. He's known for that journaling too, that whenever he figured out how to swim like a 50 freestyle or whatever, he has every stroke plan, every underwater plan, and writes down that exact feeling, not just what he did, but sometimes you can, on certain days, you can just tell, wow, today I just felt like my butt was out of the water the whole time. I had a dry low back or whatever. And I started doing journaling too, and it really helps me a lot, especially when I go to these big meets, World Championships or whatever. And I'm in my room, I don't necessarily want to talk to anyone. I open the journal, look through all the work I've been putting in. It gives me a lot of confidence, and just reminds you of what you've been doing and how hard you've been working. To get that, what's yours, what you've been working so hard for. So journaling is definitely something that I would encourage all of you to give it a try, look into that a little bit and see if it makes a difference for you. If not, then, don't worry. But if it worked, even better.
Yeah, hey guys, journaling is one of the most universal statistics when it's coming, to Olympic swimmers and champions across sports. Journaling is one of the few things that are almost consistent across the board and across different sports. That champions of sport, strangely, there's a connection of journaling. Swimming, basketball, football. The champions, whatever it is, they seem to be journaling. So even if you say, well, I don't like journaling, get on the statistics train and just start doing it. Just put a smiley face down each night, a frowny face, 3 out of 5. Today would be awesome, whatever it would be.
In a way, it's kind of like a school situation when you compare it to your exam. You have a lot of assignments that you do leading up to your exam. There's a lot of things that you work on, projects, whatever. And most of the time you can either upload them or you have copies of that in your room. And so when you study for your final exam, you use all those pieces before, put them together, get more confident with it, and then you'll perform well at the exam. And it's the same thing with swimming. You have a season where you start training and your swimming is here. And then in between you do all these sets that help you to become a better swimmer, a faster swimmer. And by writing down what I did, sometimes even my splits, so that when Coach Marsh asked me, what's your fastest turn? What's your fastest 15? I know it right away. And yeah, I'm just well prepared because I wrote down everything. I exactly know it. And then, when the game day comes around and we're swimming, boom, I know I put in the work. I revisited everything. And yeah, in a way it's like that. And I'm sure the more you work on that, usually the better you do. It's not the other way around.
All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys a couple more chances if you want to jump in and be before I send these guys on their way. I want to ask them where they get the really sweet tank tops. I mean, that's a legit question, man.
Wrong country, though.
Wrong country. You get in trouble for wearing a Brazilian shirt as a German? Because I know that's a soccer, no.
The German soldier. I mean, we beat Brazil in the World Cup in 2014, 7-1. That was huge. So Brazilians love Germany now.
No, we're on our own over here. Germany isn't doing as much for us as other countries. We don't want to complain, but mostly we're on our own here.
Yes, sir.
Independent work, very important.
So what do you guys got? This is your chance, Stingrays. Jump in, Coach Marks, if you wanted to jump in. But we're gonna shut this thing down here in a few minutes. So come on, guys. Ken, what do you got?
I know you guys like don't have school, but like, how do you manage your workouts and like, for instance, like your coding classes?
I mean, right now the coding class is only 5 weeks. It's not that long. But for example, what I did in college, it's basically structure. I knew my practice schedule. I'm sure Coach David or whatever sends it out to you, and you exactly know when you train. And then I would think, all right, when do I have time to fit in my schoolwork? So for example, like I wrote down everything and I said, okay, Monday, Tuesday, incredibly busy. I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of time doing it then. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have a gap from 1 to 2. I have a big gap from 4 to 7, whatever it is. So what really helps if I'm a big fan of visualization, very important for your work, for swimming. And if you actually like write it down, all of a sudden you see like, wow, I have so much time that I'm not using, because it's a whole different level when you talk about it versus seeing it. So actually when you like write it down and you see in your schedule, you write down everything you have to do, and then you see, oh, I have a big gap here, big gap there, and that's when you assign your schoolwork. And that's something that I tried. And, it took me 2 or 3 weeks. I figured out my way, and that's what helped me combining both. What doesn't help is when you just hope on being able to combine both. That's usually you don't want to find yourself in a position like that. You want to exactly know when you can do these things. That's something that helped me a lot. If that answered your question.
Well, I would jump in for a second here and just thank you two for talking to the Stingrays, and I'm sitting here nodding my head going, that's gold, and that's gold, and that's gold. So that stuff you're emphasizing is absolutely gold. And by the way, both these guys on this call here, I would say, probably, and you two can comment on this if you want, but I'll say it publicly in front of these guys. Probably a year and a half ago, maybe even some months ago, probably didn't have in the back of their mind that they were going for the Olympic gold medal. They were going for, to stand on the podium at the Olympic Games, not just to go participate. And so even at the level that Mariusz and Jacob are at right now, understand there's always another level. And during this window of time when you guys have time to become better gymnasts at home, you have time to be better at some of the things that you won't have time for later on. Now's the time to do those kinds of things. And these guys here have gone from the level they are now to where I can tell you both of these guys, have full expectation of not only a shot, but even an expectation of standing on the podium, if not better, in Tokyo. So, and they've earned that, and they've gotten my confidence in that too. So they feel that from me too. And I'm talking to them and I'm coaching them. I'm coaching not like just to do what you can do. No, we have a specific thing we're trying to accomplish here, which is really hard thing to do, because the people they're racing are some of the best all time in their events. Well, actually, yes, the best all time in their events. So it's a big goal. So you guys can relate to that at the next step you're taking right now too. And you two have given some real gold in this message. You please take it to heart, get that journal and write notes about what you heard tonight even. Very important to keep this close to you and really own this. So thank you two guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for having us. And as I said, if you guys have any questions or challenges for us, whatever, just feel free to reach out. Don't be shy. We love to help where we can. All right. Well, have a great day and see ya.
See you guys. Take care.
Thank you guys.